with the munches.
God damn, what is that noise? Got it. All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Positively Godless. I'm one of your three co-hosts, Scott Lawrence, joined by Tyler Soonlander and just Jerry. How you guys doing? Good? Cool. So what's new? What? Oh, okay. Hold on. Damn it. Hold on. Can you guys hear me now? I don't like all this background noise. If you guys are messing with me, I'll be pissed.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Oh, get that blooper right out of the way. Now, not you.
Oh, no, we already started. What are you talking about?
Right.
You introed us.
It did, about time.
So welcome, everybody. How you guys doing?
Can't breathe.
What, Jerry, you don't like my darkness? Okay, let's get this out of the way.
Oh, that was fun. I don't know why I get such amusement out of something like that. I literally just decided I'm going to put my microphone on mute and start talking, and Scott.
I am the whipping boy.
Oh, I'm in tears. I can't take it. How are you guys? It's been 2 weeks.
It has. Our condolences to Tyler. He lost his grandfather last week, so that's why we didn't have a show.
Well, thanks for coming right out with that.
Really,
that.
Scott? That's his business to tell.
I'm being... That's true. So, Tyler, do you have any business you want to tell?
Well, cat's out of the bag. So,
Meow.
yes.
Well, we could use the previous as a blooper, or we could just go and start over
we
again.
are
But
already rolling. So, no, it's been a very long and emotionally draining week. As I was telling people when I returned back to work, that right now I'm so physically drained and tired just because of being so emotionally drained. So it was we were originally slated to record on Tuesday, the 4th. This would have been, because this will be released in a few days here. But I received a phone call from my mother while I was at work, so I immediately knew something was going on, because if she ever needs to get a hold of me, it's, she knows what my work schedule is, so it's normally a text, hey, let's talk later, whatever that might happen to be. So phone call coming through, I knew exactly what was going on. I had to drive about 2.5 hours north of the Twin Cities here in Minnesota to get where I needed to go. And by the time that I got there, he was already gone. So it was a very, very quick downward slope. But the silver lining would be, that it was quick and there wasn't a lot of pain. He got some morphine and then just kind of went to sleep. So I've been, over the last week, going through all of that and back to work and back in the shuffle and back to Positively Godless. So, anywho.
Are we gonna have to see this all night with this microphone in and out,
I like
in
it.
and out?
I like it. That's
Why don't
my
you
new
just
thing.
push it down?
No, that's what she said. Because I can't push it down because it ruins the stand. This does not.
Yep.
Okay, everybody that does not like to see Scott's microphone go in and out, thumbs down this video right now.
Don't you freaking dare, because that means I got to spend a bunch of money to buy new replacement stands. I don't want to. They're $20 a pop. I don't want to do that.
What are you talking?
Now, $20 is a lot for Scott. So.
It is.
Why does it have? What's wrong with the downstairs with the way you usually do it?
Oh. Well,
Is it still flooded? Like, what's going on there?
It's not flooded. It's not flooded. It's just that we need to take all the carpeting out of there, replace it. Plus, we need to do all landscaping around the house before we even replace anything down there. So we're going to be looking at this.
No.
Wow.
No, I don't. No, it's already bad enough. You're in the dark.
All right, so we're gonna be doing a GoFundMe.
Oh no,
gosh.
it's not bad enough.
To
You're in the
rebuild
dark.
Scott's house.
But the dark is just, covers up the stuff that we don't want to see. So.
Do you want me to turn the light on? Because
No.
I could.
No, it's
I
fine.
don't want to see what's behind me. Hold on, I'll turn the light on.
No. We did the.
Yeah. Why do I even bother?
I don't know. I don't know. So welcome everybody to Positively Godless with.
Is he gonna come back?
I guess we're gonna find out, and in the meantime, we're going to keep doing the show. So in any case, we have
peeved.
No, I don't like this light on.
Okay,
I like
turn
the
the light off. That's fine because, but just don't do the microphone in and out thing. That's kind of bothersome.
We already went through this. We went through this last time.
Did you kick him out again?
No. I'm mean, but I'm not that mean.
I have 3 comments from last week.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Headcase commented, "Woohoo! Headcase!
Headcase!"
Scott, are you there? Jeez. Get it together. All right. So Headcase says, "Glad to see you guys back. Been a rough week here. We had an uninvited guest named Matthew that left mass devastation in its wake." Oh, I guess he's in Florida. Headcase is in Florida?
Yes.
Just had a back and forth with a Trump supporter who claimed Obama's birth certificate was fake. There's a video of baby parts in Planned Parenthood. Obama and Hillary are the founders of ISIS and sold arms to them. These people are hopeless. They do not live in reality. That's okay, Headcase, because everybody who's voting for Trump is going to be voting on November 28th. Because that's when Trump said to vote. So, you didn't see that? He was at I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before.
No, I did.
He told everybody on November 28th, go ahead. If you're voting for Trump, go ahead. Go to the polls on November 28th.
I am all for that. And just a quick history lesson. I know that we don't have any Trump supporters watching this show, but ISIS was formed in 2004. Who was president in 2004? I can't remember.
Isn't it like you grab her by the bush?
That's not the that's not the way it goes. But
sorry.
that word bush, that reminds me of something. Well, any case, we'll just have to leave it there. Thanks, Headcase.
Welcome back, Headcase. It's good to see you.
Yes, and I'm glad that you survived Matthew. Ben Aaron. Thanks for mentioning me, guys. I'm very humbled. I've never been called good looking before. I meant all those words I said with a healthy dose of humor. All in good fun. Funny seat adjustment at 14:56. Did you see that, Scott? Because you missed it when it happened.
I
See,
did not.
this is why
No.
we cannot have the
Yes, we
microphone
can.
going
Yes, we
in
can.
and out.
No, I did not. What seat adjustment was that?
You didn't watch the episode last week?
Last week. No, we didn't have an episode last
Or
week.
the week, yeah, you know what I meant.
No, I missed it. I got to go back and look at it again. Look at
At
it
14
again.
minutes and 56 seconds. Just go there. I'm
Okay.
really shocked that Donald Trump has gotten this far in the election. It's a little embarrassing to be an American at this point. Trump is not a politician and has no experience with proper debate. He's making the Republican Party look foolish. Excuse me. I think most of the swing states will lean left on this election if Hillary continues being, at the very least, a mediocre politician. I'm going to leave that comment alone. You want Trump, but because it's a Metallica concert and it gets you all fired up. I feel many people would agree with you satirically and honestly with the devil horns in the air. Good talk. No, not that I want to leave that alone. I don't think that Hillary is a mediocre politician because her track record speaks for itself. And say what you want, like Hillary, don't like Hillary. Um, I cannot. Um, I won't get behind anybody saying that she's a bad politician. She's been doing it for 30 years.
That's not what was said, though. Mediocre politician is what was said.
Mediocre politician. I think she walks the line a little bit. I think all politicians walk the line. Some of them cross it, but um, she's got a very good track record that you know, I don't know. I don't know why. People this year, this election, and I'm so sick of people saying, "Well, I definitely wouldn't vote for Trump, but I can't vote for Hillary either because blah 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 blah. I got it. This is a terrible. These are the best that we could come up with." Well, you know what? I'm so tired of that. Every 4 years they said it. Last election with Obama and Romney, they said it. The first time when Obama ran, I forgot who he ran against. McCain.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said it with
McCain
Bush
and
or
who should have been Trump's running mate, Palin. Because that would have just been the ultimate S show right there. No, but sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you here, but can we take a moment on this and I mean, let's see. Today is October the 12th. We are going to be releasing this what's Sunday, the 15th or the 16th, whatever. Let's be honest.
We'll be like 2.5 weeks away from the election.
Yeah, let's be honest. There's going to be 3 more weeks of this, and our entire show is not going to be about this, but you can be sure that Trump is going to say something every week, and we're going to be commenting on it. Because that's just the way it's going to happen. If we had gone through the summer, we would have been doing this all summer. So, in any case, I'm really I just want to go back to Ben's comment real quick.
Yeah.
I'm really shocked that Donald Trump has gotten this far in the election. I'm not shocked at all. I mean, this has been something, and Ben, you are absolutely entitled to your own opinion, but I am completely unsurprised at this point where it's at. During the RNC when he actually got the nomination. Was I a little surprised at that point? Yeah, maybe, just because of the whole shock and awe factor of everything, and the fact that it was really coming to fruition. It was actually happening. But taking a step back and now being several months removed from both the RNC and the DNC, you take a look back at what has been brewing in racist America, racist white America, and you look. Have you either of you guys seen this new trending thing? I think it's on Twitter about repealing the 19th Amendment. When
I
Trump supporters,
literally
I
just
have
saw
not seen that.
something about that. I
yeah,
haven't read anything about it, but I just saw
when
something about it on Facebook.
somebody came out with some sort of statistic that that Donald Trump would be in the lead if it was only white men that were allowed to vote in the election. Well, no, duh. And so now this, repeal the 19th hashtag or whatever it is has been trending on Twitter, and
The only thing about repealing a constitutional to change the Constitution, we have to have first of all, there has to be the amendment has to be written, and it has to go to a general vote. It would never happen in time. I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, of course not. It would never happen. But the fact that here we are in 2016 talking about building a physical wall across our southern border. We're talking about banning and deporting people from an entire religion from our country. We are talking about repealing the 19th Amendment. And by we are talking about, I mean that there is any sort of conversation happening around it. Because it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But this has all been brewing for a minimum. I mean, it's really been boiling to the surface for the last 8 years. But that stove has been on, and it has been slowly heating up, this pot of boiling water, ever since the 1960s, ever since the 1860s. The Civil Rights Movement, abolishing slavery, and slowly but surely, white men in this country have been losing their grip, and they are scared. So, again, Ben, I'm sorry. I'm not surprised anymore. I can definitely say that I was when all of this started coming together and it was actually going to happen.
Yeah, go back to previous episodes of us joking about if Trump gets elected, and we just were flabbergasted. Really? I mean, is this really happening? Because remember, it was all a joke. It was all in good fun. Trump's running.
Yeah,
oh,
we
hilarious.
said it. Yeah, we said it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Is there? I still can't get myself away from this thought. Do you think that all of this with Trump is just some way of getting Hillary elected? I'm expecting. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Eminem, but he's got a track on his one album, not Encore, the Eminem Show, and it's called White America, and it talks about a bunch of stuff, but at the end he goes, "Haha, America, just kidding." And I'm just waiting for Donald Trump on just to come out one day and just say, "Haha, just kidding." I I'm not surprised. I don't know what to think about it, but it's just like there's got to be.
Well,
There's
honestly, we joked about this. I brought this up like a
yeah,
year ago that
right.
basically the entire time, like as they were going through all of the Republican primary, like,
The 19 clowns in the car.
yes, yes, but I brought it up as a joke, as in, like, yeah, Donald is really just a Trojan horse. It's, running for president, and going under the Republican Party so that ultimately the Democrat will be the one that's elected to office. And I mean, you would think that with the type of stuff that spews out of his mouth with absolutely seemingly no filter whatsoever, and somebody up above that doesn't exist help us all. If there actually is a filter that he's using, I am terrified at what is behind that filter. Like,
And
that's the thing.
I
If this is completely unfettered, unfiltered Trump, then okay, we know at least what we're dealing with. But if there's any sort of filter that he's still keeping on, that in the last 3.5 weeks or whatever it is here are gonna get unleashed, wow.
I do want, because I think this is going to be the basis of our conversation tonight. Let's get to the other comments, because I think we do want to talk about the debates that just happened. But let's get to Steve Punk's comment.
Go ahead.
I don't have it. Oh, okay.
How would you know it's Steve Punk's comment if you didn't have it up?
Because Stephanie commented, and I wasn't sure if it was this episode or the previous episode, and I just want to read her comment because she's always funny.
Okay, well, Steve Punk commented.
Oh, now you're.
I just don't bother with. I've always got it up, Scott.
Gross. Yeah, you do.
Oh wait, that's locker room talk.
I just don't bother with politics, but I've been wondering if voting even does anything. Maybe it's all an act or conspiracy. What do you think? Are votes really counted? Isn't Islam a religion and not a race? By the way, I don't mind religion as long as I'm not being shouted at in the streets by idiots or maybe ideologists, or I don't know. But anyway, so here's my take on it real quick. Voting does do something. Votes are counted. But that it really only makes a difference in the quote-unquote swing states. I'm not worried about my state where I live because I'm pretty sure that Hillary is going to win my state. But a state like, I think one of the swing states they're talking about right now is Pennsylvania. That could go either way. But there are crucial states that, if a bunch of those states are lost in the election, then it does make a difference. So it just really depends on where you live, but you should vote no matter what state you're in, because here's the deal, right? In my state, I'm pretty sure that Hillary's going to win, and she's going to lock down the state and get those electoral votes. But it's like, I hate to say it, but it's like American Idol. If you watch American Idol or any one of those shows where America votes, and you have a favorite contestant and you don't vote and your contestant goes home, it's because everybody else thought, well, everybody's going to vote for that person, so they're going to be safe. And they vote for, and they don't, you know what I'm saying? So get out and vote. I don't care. I do care if you vote for somebody other than Hillary, as long as you don't vote for Trump. But on the other hand, a vote for anybody other than Hillary is a vote for Trump. So, but
Well,
yes, to answer your question, it all counts. So,
it does, but I think that there is I understand what I think Steve was going for there in that in the majority of places, if you lived in Montana and you're or Texas and you're a Democrat, does your vote really count? Well, in the grand scheme of things, probably not. If you are a Republican and you live in California or New York, does your vote count? I mean, yeah, the honest answer, like you were saying, is yes, obviously, Jerry, every vote does count, but because we don't vote by popular election when it comes to the president, and it
mhm.
involves the electoral college, um, at that point, that's when the swing states come into play. And this year, everything is out of whack, and states that wouldn't have normally been considered swing states are suddenly becoming swing states. But again, where you live, where Scott and I live, the three of us could not vote on election day, and our respective states would still go to Hillary. But if everybody else was in the same camp and didn't show up to vote because they figure, it's in the bag, that's the biggest thing about Hillary running with any sort of sizable lead in the race, is that all it's going to do is it's just going to create complacency, and people are going to be like, it doesn't really matter if I go out because she's so far ahead. Things will be way closer, and before you know it, 2 or 3 swing states are going Trump's way. But, I would just ask the 5,825,043 people that voted in Florida in the year 2000.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
not just that.
did their votes count? Because that's what decided the election that year. So,
And I was talking to Elsa about this, and we're in the millennial age, and I don't know if you two qualify for millennials at all.
Nope.
Tyler, do you? That's a serious question.
it depends. I fit most definitions of a millennial, yes.
Okay.
Because just like Gen X and Gen Y, there's, different people classify it at slightly different times.
Right. So I was talking to Elsa about this and how just everything is now social media. And you get people who are 18 to 22-year-olds, as to say, who think that things are a joke. They, back when you were that age where you could vote, did you take the world seriously? Did you take elections seriously? Trump is funny to a lot of people. And there's a lot of pranksters out there like, oh, crap, I'm just going to vote for Trump because it's funny. You know what I mean?
Well, Scott.
Uh-oh.
You and I come from a state that elected a pro wrestler as a governor.
And he was a great governor, though.
You know what? Okay, all right. Hang on a second.
He was.
First of all,
that's Jesse Ventura, by the way.
It is Jesse, the body
thanks,
Ventura.
Joy. Thanks,
from Minnesota.
Jersey.
And I remember, because at that point, so here I'm going to date myself, and I'm going to date you because you were actually old enough to vote in that election, and I was not old enough to vote in that election. But I remember thinking at, a ripe old age of 16 at the time that, nice. Oh man, if I could vote, I would totally vote for Jesse. Yeah, like right on. Like I didn't have any idea what any of the policies were, and Jesse had some ups and downs, but he did really end up being a pretty decent governor.
Yeah, he did.
But he also was not, he was running as a third-party candidate, first of all. He was not running as a Democrat or a Republican. He was an independent. And he did not win by a majority. Just like people seem to forget that Bill Clinton did not win by a majority in 92 either. He did not, by a majority of the popular vote. Obviously, he won the Electoral College, but he did not have a majority of the popular vote. But in any case, that was a very different thing. But to go back to your point, Scott, had I been 18 during that election, I would have voted for Jesse because he was a pro wrestler on the campaign trail, and he was that guy that wasn't a politician. And it was like you didn't know what was going to happen. And let's just have an experiment and see what happens when we put somebody who's not not a politician into the governor's house.
But did Jesse Ventura run around the state campaigning for governor, talking about Mexicans and minorities?
No, and I know exactly where you're going.
Right.
And that's why I was saying it was a very different campaign, right. And the fact that it wasn't just 2 people, it was 3 people. So he didn't have to win, a majority of the vote or more than one person. He just had to get more than the other 2. And just siphon enough away from both sides. But I can understand putting myself back in that mindset of where I was at that point, just from a completely, I don't want to call it anarchist because that's way too, that's
extreme.
Not the right word. Yeah. But from a let's shake up the system type of an approach. Again, I can understand dumb white teenagers wanting to vote for Trump just because let's see what happens.
Right.
Not caring about any of the other stuff.
I was having a conversation, albeit a drunk hot tub conversation, with a kid. I think he was no older than 24. Okay, but he was all about Bernie Sanders, and he said that he won't vote for Trump, but he probably is not going to go vote because he doesn't like Hillary Clinton, and he liked Bernie Sanders. And it was that whole thing, the whole millennial thing, why they like people like Bernie Sanders. And I get why people like Bernie Sanders because, he was saying we should have our programs work for us. There are programs for aid for different things, but the millennials think that he was just going to give everything away, make college free, make this free, make that free, and that's what they clung to. Because I hate to say it, but they're in that position where things aren't like they were even 20 years ago when I was in college, where it was kind of easier, and there were jobs, you go to college and you get a degree and you come out of college and you get a job. Now there's no jobs for these kids to be had. It's a totally different world. So they look at it as, Bernie Sanders is going to support us, so we don't have to worry about getting a job or whatever, I don't know. It was just...
Wait a minute. So he actually said that, or that's what you inferred from him?
No, it's kind of a little bit of both. Because
so he said that he wanted Bernie in the White House so that he didn't have to worry about getting a job.
No, but because Bernie was saying that college should be free and this
Which
should
it
be
should.
Yeah. Well, it should. I agree, but who's going to pay for it?
The top 1% is going to pay for it.
I get it. I just don't. I think
when the top 1% controls 90% of the wealth in this country, something's got to change.
That's good. I tried doing a Donald Trump impression today, and Elsa's like, "Shut up."
Yeah, don't ever.
You are no Alec Baldwin.
No, I'm not. Can I tell you a quick? Can we derail real quick? Because I have a story I want to tell. I've been meaning to tell it for
Positively
like 2 weeks.
godless. Do what you wish. There is no rail or not rail.
All right. So, I just need to get this out because it's so good and just so good. So, a couple Saturdays ago,
Sounded like Trump
after
there for a second.
what?
Just sounded like Trump there for a
Believe
second.
me, it's gonna be good.
So, a couple weeks ago, I was no. Anyway,
You have to complete a whole sentence. At least he completes a whole sentence before he sniffs.
Before he sniffs. Anyway, so I'm outside, right? I'm fixing my motorcycle, and there's this guy at the end of my driveway just staring at me on a bicycle, and I'm kind of working away, putting the chain back on and all that stuff because I want to go riding, right?
Your little Honda motorcycle.
Yes, it is a Honda motorcycle. So. Why? No, not now. No, I want you to edit that in, Tyler.
Oh, too late. Too late.
Okay, it's a Honda motor scooter. Never mind.
You're a Vespa.
It's like an antique, and I rode that thing. Oh, I caught myself, didn't I?
That was so close.
I'm like, it was like BRS, neither. Okay, so yeah, it's an antique. I rode it like 15 miles all the way home. I can't believe I'm still here to tell the story. But anyway, so I'm fixing the chain on it, and this guy with a bicycle that's sitting outside of my driveway. And finally I just like, can I help you? And he's just kind of looks at me a little bit and kind of confused, and he's older. And he hands me a $1 million bill. He's like, I want to give this to you. And I know exactly what this is before I even flipped the thing over. But I flipped it over anyway just to entertain the thing. And it's salvation. I'm like, you know what? I really don't need this. And he's like, what? And he's taken aback, right? And he's like, why don't you want that? I'm like, no, I just don't need that. You know, thank you very much. He's like, well, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? I'm like, sure, I guess. And then he goes, do you think you're a good person? I'm like, you're doing the Ray Comfort, aren't you? He just stops. He's like, now even way more confused. And he's like, how do you know about Ray? I'm like, I've studied Ray Comfort. I know who Ray Comfort is. I know his shtick. And I'm not doing scripts with you. And he's looking up and down the street at this point, can't even make eye contact. And he's like, well, okay. And then he proceeds to like get ready to take off. And I'm pretty much goodbye at this point. So I'm walking up my driveway. He's like, I hope you know that you're going to go to hell then. I'm like, thanks for the threats. Goodbye. And he just took off. I've just been dying to tell that story of this guy outside of my driveway. And I wish I would have entertained him more with my camera so we could have edited that in. But that's all I'm here for Positive Godless for. I'll sit. That's all I got. I just wanted to tell that story. It sounded way better in my head.
That's what she said.
Who can I add to this call that can replace me at this point? But no, it was so. He was so just. I wasn't prepared for somebody to know who Ray Comfort was or to know exactly what I'm doing because I can't now trap this guy. I felt kind of bad for him because he rode off into complete utter sadness.
In all fairness, do people really get trapped by these people anymore?
If they don't know the script, yeah, because then it's their game. It's we've talked about the Rhonda Kevin McCarthy Don Ridgway show. No, holy crap, we got to talk about that too.
Well, I mean, honestly, you have two choices in this situation at that point. You either stand there and engage, or you say, thank you, I have other things to do, and walk away. If you get trapped, it's your own fault.
Right.
Whether you know what he's going to say or not going to say or not.
He clearly knows I'm trying to repair my hog, right? And, to go out riding.
You can't say a hog because we just established that it's a Honda motor scooter.
It is. It's a 1980.
A Howard Wolowitz Vespa scooter type thing.
No, it's an antique, actually. We'll put the picture up. Edit the picture in, Tyler. Come on, do some work here.
Nope, not gonna happen. That's it
Come
right
on.
there.
You look like such a dork.
And look at that
I know.
helmet too.
Elsa made me wear
1942.
Elsa made me wear the helmet. She's like, we're driving 15 miles, and you're following me. You're wearing that damn helmet.
Why
Yeah, it was
only 15 miles? What is it? Max out at 17?
No, I got that thing going at 35, and people were passing me. It was like so Dumb and Dumber at that point. It was great.
Miles. I can ride my bicycle faster than that.
I'll race your ass
Oh my god.
on my hog, because man, I
I'm
love
a
that thing.
professional spin class taker, so
You can't call it a hog.
I will rev that thing up in front of your presence, and you'd be like, all right, that's a hog.
no. You can only call a Harley Davidson. Even I know this. If any self-respecting motorcyclist heard you, if you went to a biker bar,
Wait a minute.
walked in there and showed them this thing and said, "Look at my hog," you would be bloodied and
No.
beaten to death.
No, check this out. So I'm riding home, right, from my in-laws, and we go down this windy road, and as I'm putt-putting on my little Honda motor scooter, up comes this dude in a Harley, and he is dying laughing, just hysterically. I wanted to give him like the motorcycle wave, but then I get followed. But
With the two fingers going like that. I do that sometimes out my car window. I'm like, hey.
Thought it was the funniest thing because I'm in this little motor scooter with this big ass helmet on, just trying to get home desperately. Oh, he thought it was the funniest thing. It is pretty hilarious. So I'm sorry to sidetrack. Let's get back to Sniffles.
All right. So I'm going to. I will leave it at this. You can't call it a hog unless you're Donald Trump at a Miss Universe pageant. So we'll just. Anyway.
Good night, everyone. Oh wait, we're only
Good
35
night.
minutes. Never mind. But that was a perfect ending. Damn, I should have
Yeah,
saved it
but
for
we
the
don't.
end.
Listen, we don't have a set time that the show has to go. It's
I
not
know.
like we're getting paid by a network for this stuff.
Well, YouTube's kind of our network, isn't it?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Technically, yes, but we're still not getting paid.
that's true.
In almost
So-
2 years, what have we earned?
$1.09.
$1.09. Woohoo!
Thanks everybody for watching the ads. Appreciate it.
Right. All the way through.
Wait, do we only get money if they watch the ad all the way through?
I don't know how it actually
I don't
works.
know. We're not
I
going to
don't-
bore people with this.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch the entire ad this
I'll
episode.
watch the ads over and over and over and over again.
That's exactly how you get your account banned.
Right.
Good job. We're off the air because Jerry was watching the ads.
Well, wait a minute. How can it get banned if I...
You can't get banned
Yeah, you
if you
can.
watch. Really? How?
Yes, it's in the YouTube
TLS?
license agreement.
What if you watch your own?
If
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
ay.
I'm so sorry.
See, this is what happens. We get off track. Thanks for your story, Scott. Anyway, I really didn't. I mean, we're already this far in. I didn't want to spend the whole night talking about Trump because, again, for whatever reason, my phone doesn't show all of the comments. So all that I saw was Ben's comment, and I just wanted to comment on a couple of things regarding that and regarding Trump and all of that. So we honestly don't have to spend the entire time on that, but I knew it was going to suck up sometime. Did either of you guys watch the vice presidential debate?
No. I started to record the vice presidential debate, right? Because I knew we were doing something. And I think I had to go to work early the next day. And like super early. And so we have a TiVo box. We don't get the cable box from the cable company. We have TiVo now. And we also have the mini TiVo in the bedroom, which kind of brings in all of the other channels. Plus, I can watch my recorded shows and stuff like that. And I can go skip, forward, back, all that stuff. But the TiVo box is a 4-tuner box. There were actually 4 things recording, and I couldn't watch something on the bedroom, so I stopped the vice presidential debate from recording halfway through because I was like, I don't really need to watch it. So...
How much free time do you have that you can record 4 things in a night and not just completely fill up your TiVo with unwatched things?
Well, I can tell you right now that I have like basically the entire season of Fear the Walking Dead, which I haven't watched but the first 2 episodes. So that's all on there. And I have not even thought about Bates Motel because I didn't finish last season of Bates Motel. But we do get to everything.
Man, I do not remember what life was like before kids.
Jerry, have you watched that new show called This Is Us?
No.
It's on his TiVo. It hasn't been watched yet.
It is amazing. A must see.
Man, it's a drama, right?
Yeah, it's
unbelievable. Is it about like police or lawyers?
No.
Nope. Then I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
I only like police and lawyer shows.
Scott proposed that to you last time. You asked him the same questions. He said no. You said you didn't want to watch it. Welcome back to episode 2, everybody.
I'm sorry. Like Elsa and I are so into that show. We love it. We love it. We love
see the show with Vinny Driver on ABC called Speechless?
No.
That's funny.
It's not a funny show. It's so good, Jerry. Just give it a chance. Seriously.
Listen, I don't have time for new stuff.
I don't have time for
he doesn't have
new stuff.
Time for the stuff that's already on his.
Yeah.
So let's tackle the second presidential debate.
You guys go for it. I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it?
Really?
I was preparing for a funeral. I'm sorry.
So here's the deal with the second presidential debate. Donald Trump was off the chain. Now, we watched it on CNN, and you know how like they have the after, like the talking heads at the end, and they say, oh, blah, 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 this and that. They were saying that Trump won that debate, and I was like, there's no way.
CNN did?
Hillary Clinton said something, and Donald Trump interrupted her. He still had more speaking time, but he interrupted her way more than he did in the first debate. And I forget what she said. Oh, first of all, he wouldn't answer a question because it was like the town hall thing, and they were taking questions from like Facebook and people in the audience and stuff like that. He didn't answer one single question. And then, did you hear him when he said to Hillary, well, you'd be in jail if I was president?
Yeah, that was at the end. Yeah.
Because like,
you'd be in jail. And that's his, and then he's saying that's his first thing that he's going to focus on when he becomes president is like making sure he goes to jail.
A special prosecutor to investigate Hillary.
That's your first thing you're going to do as president? I want to have Hillary in prison. That's your first thing is fixing this country? That doesn't really need to be fixed right now?
Yeah, he was just off the chain.
Can we talk about, here's what I noticed with the first debate and the second debate. He starts really, really dull, but then he slowly starts picking up momentum, kind of like my hog I have.
He did that in the Republican debates too.
Oh, did he? Well, what the hell's up with that?
Like why he's like not very vocal until like a quarter of the way or almost halfway through.
Yeah.
It's because that's when the drugs kick in or the lithium wears off, when he starts getting crazy.
No, it's because he is less mature than my 8-year-old son is. And my 8-year-old son can hold a back-to-back conversation together longer than Donald Trump can.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and when you have the daughter of a Sith Lord telling you you're on drugs, telling the press that their person's on drugs, that says a lot.
Okay.
Okay.
The daughter of what?
A Sith Lord. The
Sith
daughter of
Lord?
the daughter of
I
Darth the daughter I will explain it. The daughter of Darth Vader. Carrie Fisher
So Carrie
said
Fisher said that Trump's on drugs.
he's on coke. Yeah, look it up, Google it.
And are you saying that because Carrie Fisher is just like known to be wacko?
No, she's not wacko. You know, she was a former drug abuser and she knows the signs. And I thought that was interesting that she just went and spoke out and said that guy's got to be on something. It's got to be coke or something like that because no one sniffs that hard. When you have a cold, you're not
Did you
sniffing.
know? But you know what I noticed? Not that I want to talk about the way Donald Trump but he would, when you're speaking, right, and you end your sentence, and you're going to begin another sentence, or when you need to breathe, people usually breathe through their mouth. He sniffed because he closes his mouth, physically closes his mouth, and then inhales through his nose. I noticed that when I was watching the second debate.
But was he doing that in the other debates?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, in the other debate, yes, he was sniffing a lot. And it started again in the second debate, and then I saw that's how he's breathing. He's breathing through his nose. I mean, that's what our nose is there for primarily, but you know.
Well, let's talk about locker room talk. You know, our show is locker room talk in a sense, right? I mean, here's three friends who are just talking about stuff that we talk about. I've said stuff, Tyler says stuff, Jerry says stuff. Okay, this is locker room talk, right? We haven't said anything derogatory. I mean, sure. I mean, I've said that Stephanie is like a restraining order relationship, but you know, that's all right. She's cool.
I think he was trying to equate his derogatoriness to being locker room banter. And yes, I mean, maybe men talk like that in a locker room. I don't know. I don't pay attention to what men talk about in a locker room. I still think people know, or people are going to find out that I'm gay, and I get out of the locker room as quickly as possible, even at almost 40 years old.
But you know, Donald. Sorry, Jerry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Say what you're going to say, because I don't want to say what I'm going to say first, because it's going to open up a can of worms.
Okay. You know, Van Jones. I'm a huge fan of Van Jones. He talked about and just went off about how it is blatant sexual assault to admit that because you're a star, you're a famous person, that gives you permission to grope anybody you want. That's sick and sad. That's like me and Tyler saying, okay, we're musicians, so we can grope people then.
Has anybody accused him of that?
Yes, 2 now.
Before, in the last 11 years,
no,
before this tape came out, has anybody accused him of it?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Nothing that's come to light in this way.
Right,
I mean, it could have been something that maybe had happened and immediately hush by lawyers or something like that. But
well, you mean like with a no, like a gag order or something, like some payment with you.
It's a non-disclosure.
You can't talk about it. It's possible. I say it's possible, right? And while I'm disgusted by the things that he has said and continues to say, it was 11 years ago.
Are you giving him a pass?
I'm not giving him a pass but I'm saying it's 11 years ago. He said something 11 years ago. How does that, well, I mean, let me ask you this. If he said it and he had never said, build a wall, don't let Muslims in, deport them, and if he had never said any of the other deplorable things that he said for the last 18 months and that tape came out, would it be such a big deal?
Yes. Tyler, you're chomping at the bit.
Well, I'm thinking about something that I would have said 11 years ago. And a lot of the stuff that I would have or could have said, and I probably did say, were ridiculously outrageous, probably offensive to several different groups. I don't have any examples, but my point of what I'm getting to is that, okay, it was 11 years ago. At that point, I would have been 21 instead of being 32. Okay, and so was I a young, stupid kid at that point? Well, I guess an argument could be made. I mean, I was already 21. I had been an adult for 3 years and out on my own and all of that kind of stuff. But at the same point, I am not the same person that I was at 21 that I am now. Okay? Where I'm going with this, in response to what you said, Jerry, about it being 11 years ago, is the fact that Donald Trump is 70 years old. 11 years ago, he was 59. 59 years old, and he was saying this stuff. I give it a little bit of a different weight, if you will. I mean, regardless of what the gap is, if it's 11 years, if it's 20 years, if it's 30 years, whatever it is, if somebody said something 20 years ago and they're 35 now and they were 15 when they said it, or let's just say 18, since that's, the adult age, they turn 18, they start becoming an activist, they say a whole bunch of stuff, and then 20 years later, they're 38 and they're running for a Senate seat or something like that. I'm going to take that a little bit differently than if you are a 70-year-old politician and you were saying stuff when you were 50. I mean, yes, worldviews and the way that you see things and all of that can definitely change in that time. And I'm not saying that they couldn't. I mean, look at all the issues that Hillary has flip-flopped on. But what I'm saying is, I have nothing less than just absolute disgust and repugnance for the things that have, currently are, and will continue to come out of Donald Trump's mouth.
And I agree. I completely agree. But maybe if I ask it this way, had he run an exemplary campaign and he was presidential from the beginning, right? If this was Hillary Clinton with the campaign that she ran or is running, and if she had said something like that 20 years ago, would people be making such a big fuss about it? Like I could see if he was running, a good campaign and he wasn't saying the things that he said, then I wouldn't. I'm not giving him a pass, but I don't think people would be making such a big fuss about it if he wasn't.
No. See, because here's the thing. It would be just the opposite. If it was somebody else, they would be ripping that person to shreds, and that person would be dropping out of the race. It wouldn't even have
You mean like if it was like a Paul Ryan or even if it was Mike Pence and he was just running a run-of-the-mill campaign.
Look at Marco
and that
Rubio.
tape came out.
Look at Rubio. He had to drop out of the presidential race just because he insinuated things about Trump's penis size. I mean, he absolutely decimated everybody in the Republican field because they tried to play his game. And he can get away with it because he's an entertainer. They're politicians. And they can't play on that level. They can't do it. And had these comments come out about somebody else, it would have absolutely sank them. And yes, Donald Trump's numbers have been spiraling downwards, but not in the same way of complete disownment from the party and everybody jumping ship and him, dropping out.
I need to say something that's very, very important. When you have Glenn Beck say publicly that he's voting for Hillary Clinton, that says everything about Donald Trump.
When did that happen?
I was told recently.
So you didn't even source it to see if it actually happened?
Just hold on.
Did you get this information from
I just wanted to speak. I haven't spoken much this whole
the
damn
Onion?
show.
Glenn Beck opposing Trump is moral choice, even if Clinton is elected.
Mm-hmm. He is considering.
Sorry, I used the wrong word.
I am neither endorsing nor voting for Hillary Clinton.
Okay. Another edit for Tyler.
What are you trying to start something?
No, I'm not. Of course.
Be starting something. Got to be starting something. You want to be starting something.
That was not my intent. That's
get under. You're stuck in the middle. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Yeah, I love you when you reach around.
That makes me dizzy when you do this. Crap.
Good.
It literally
Good.
makes me dizzy.
Good.
If you don't want to have it there, then don't have it there.
Don't look at me. You don't have to look at me.
I'm going to put a piece of tape over my screen right there.
So my apologies. I shouldn't. Maybe I spoke out of turn. So my apologies. But let's quick.
I know where you're going with it, though. I get. The amount of Republicans that are not voting for Donald Trump, it's not a good sign for him, and I'm okay.
No,
with
it's
that.
not. It's not even a good sign for the GOP. To what can we do? There's so much desperation for the GOP, and the GOP or the people who are supporting them, like the Ridgeways. Darn it! I want to get to that email too.
We do not have time for that.
That's okay. Maybe next week we can do that. But these are the
content of that email doesn't change.
Yeah.
Like the election does, and like what we're talking about. So.
That's true.
Right.
We didn't get to a single thing that I wanted to talk about this week.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I know. I had
time.
like 3. No, we don't.
No, we do. It's we can do whatever they want.
I got to get me's to bed.
I will say this. The desperation. Here's a great example. I got blocked on Facebook again, which is funny. Well, no, it was a respectful thing. Somebody who I used to go, dear, that's a 3 size thing. You got to screenshot that. I'm going to send it to them.
What did I miss? I wasn't looking. I missed something.
He did this. And I had somebody do that at Paisley Park. I went, holy crap, is that a 3 size? Like, how do you know 3 size? I'm like, I'm friends with those guys. Anyway, sidebar completely.
Oh, I thought that was
The
Yeah, there you go,
shocker.
Jerry.
Uh-huh.
No. I'll put it in the side chat because I really can't say it out loud.
Yes, you can. It's positive Godless.
Continue, please. Wow.
I was trying to be a little classy, Scott.
The desperation of some of these people who are still holding on for dear life is astounding, and it's no shocker. Nice pun, right? Are you seriously gonna go after Bill Clinton? Are we seriously doing that? That's your only go-to at this point? Like, well, Bill Clinton did this. Well, bitches, Bill Clinton ain't running at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but his wife is. Yeah. And so what? It's so funny that they're so desperate. I mean, it's not considered rape if you're a Democrat. I'm looking at a meme right now from one of my Republican friends. You know, it's not considered rape if you're a Democrat. Hold on.
Can't see any of that.
Hold on. Oh, there you go.
You realize most of that's going to be cut off the screen.
You got the gist. It said Tyler was a C word, but never mind.
Okay, so the difference between what Bill Clinton did,
yeah,
and what Donald Trump said.
Oh yeah, that was my story.
What the difference between Bill Clinton did and what Donald Trump said, what is consent.
Right. And this dude blocked me because he posted a picture of Hillary and said something like, it was Hillary on the top and like a bunch of women on the bottom, and saying that, you know, my husband assaulted these women. I'm paraphrasing because I can't look it up because he blocked it, whatever. And I said, that's reaching, kind of. And he says, how do you figure? I'm like, well, because, you know, Bill Clinton's not running for president, blah, blah, blah. And when it went back and forth, I was very, very nice, very, very respectful, and just kind of trying to keep conversation. And he goes, your dad was right about you. What? What do you mean by that? And then it says you cannot reply to this comment. I'm like, what the hell? My dad was right about me. What? That I'm smart?
I've stopped trying to talk to people about it. I've stopped trying to respond to things on Facebook. It's just the one thing between this election and previous elections, even though, like I said in the beginning, that people are saying, is this the best we can find, blah, 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 because they say it every effing year.
Right.
The one difference between this and that is there's no swaying anybody. There literally isn't. If we could vote like Hillary Clinton said in the election, we could vote tomorrow. Or maybe somebody said it. Playing Hillary Clinton? I don't remember. We could vote tomorrow, and it wouldn't make a difference if we waited until June 10th of 2017. The election would still be the same. They could campaign for another year. And if you're a Trump supporter, you're a Trump supporter. If you're a Hillary supporter, you're a Hillary supporter. You're not going to sway to the other side.
There would be the people that turn 18 between November and June. So
yeah,
maybe a couple more votes.
But
and that's what kind of worries me too, is those young kids who are, as we talked about earlier, who just think this is funny. Then you have the 60, 70, 80, 90-year-olds who are still held to those Republican values and those racist values. And we have that middle demographic that hopefully votes correct for the right reasons. What?
Correctly.
Or Lee can vote however Lee wants to vote.
Man, you are so racist.
Me? Why?
Coming home today, I usually take the crosstown highway here in the cities, and it was backed up more than usual. And I was coming up past Highway 100 towards France, and I come around the corner as the road straightens out for a little bit, and there is a pedestrian overpass, and it is plastered with signs and banners and flags, and all the signs and banners say Trump on them. And I
You had a
looked
show to
up
do.
as, yeah, it was fate. Praise Jesus. And so as we're approaching the overpass, I looked up and I estimated maybe a total of like 12 people that were up there. Every single one of them was over the age of 50, and every single one of them was white. And
You didn't get a picture.
I didn't get a picture because
That it didn't happen.
I would have caused an accident. But anyway.
How am I racist again? Why'd you call me racist?
I don't know. You have to wait till Sunday. I don't even remember back that far. But
Oh,
anyway,
Lord.
did I bring... I can't remember if I shared this in the group me or if I brought it up on the show or whatever about this election and people born before 9/11. Did I bring that up?
You said something, I think.
I don't know. But anyway, my closing thought for tonight is just to keep in mind that this is the last election for president in the United States in which everyone who is eligible to vote was alive on 9/11. Because in 2020, there will be people that were born after 9/11 that will be eligible to vote. Just a weird thing. Somebody I saw tweeting, I think, was it during the DNC? I don't remember. That might have been when I shared it. But anyway, we're old.
Go ahead, Scott.
My final thought. Hold on. I'm trying to find this in the group me. All right, Scott's fault. Scott's fault. Scott's fault. I can't find it. Never mind.
Scott, go pee before we start. Oh, did you do that,
right.
by the way? Okay.
Yeah. We need to figure out how we can make us as a society, as Americans, to take this election seriously, because we had social media in 2008 when Obama was elected, and in 2012 we didn't necessarily have the means of communications the way we did back in 2000 and 2004. And everyone is such a genius on social media. Everyone thinks they have all the answers. And people can come back at us and say, well, they think that they have all the answers. We don't. The problem is that people don't even know what they're arguing about. It's just because they like a person. Never mind the values. They're not even focusing on values. I've heard so many, on both sides saying, well, if they're the candidate, then I'm going to vote for them. Well, then you're not standing true to your values then. I'm not saying don't vote. I'm not saying that at all. But weigh out your values and figure out what do you care about the most. Do I like Hillary running for president? No. Would I like Michelle Warren? Yes. I know.
You mean Elizabeth Warren?
I know. I was a joke. Just see if you're paying attention to my rant. Do I love Elizabeth Warren? Absolutely yes. That would be my girl. That is the person that I feel would be best suited to run the country. But we don't have that. We have Hillary. We have Donald Trump. Donald Trump and his supporters are low lives, racist pieces of garbage. Like it or not, that's true. I'm not voting for garbage. I'll vote for dirty plates on the kitchen counter, but I ain't voting for garbage. That's my final thought.
It reminds me of the first episode, S03E1 when I said there's too many cats in a shelter. So, I the only thing I have to wonder about, aside from the fact that is Donald Trump in this election as a joke and only to further the whole getting Hillary elected, is he really truly want to be president? Which that really just baffles my mind. But my question to you, put it in the comments, do you think that now that Donald Trump has run this election or run this campaign and said the things that he said and done the things that he's done, do you think it will shake up the GOP enough to come a little bit further away from the right and towards the center and maybe start reaching across the aisle and getting things done instead of blocking everything and making it difficult?
Scott, don't answer that. You can say something if you need to, but don't answer that.
That's a good topic for another episode.
For next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a topic next week.
Well, yeah, and you also reminded me we didn't get to Elizabeth Warren, we didn't get to the governor of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about, I forgot, what is this show about? Oh yeah, Positively Godless.
We promise, people. We promise we're going to get back to bashing Christians and Muslims. I promise we will.
Wow.
We'll get back to that. No, that's not what we do here.
Wow.
That's not what we do. That's not what we do.
Nope, we cut it right there. That's it. That's where the show ends. Good night, everybody.
Right after he says.
Good night.
Thank you for watching Positively Godless. Look at the links below or in the screen or wherever they are. And talk to us. Bye. Stupid. What?
That was awful.
It's still recording.
You're never too busy for me.
Okay.
Hold on. I got to get different headphones, so I'll be back. I can't stick that in my ear.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Muffin, Tyler's being mean again.
But I don't understand why. I don't understand why it needs to happen. Like, why can't...
But you just... Who
What
just
happened?
farted?
It wasn't me.
Which one of you two? Scott.
It had to be that one.
And the fact that
No
she's...
lights right now. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on.
Do what?
Let's do the show.
We already did the show and we signed off.
Ay, ay, ay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to October 23rd's Positively Godless.
We have not moved.
No. Yeah. No, we're not. I should just hang up on him right now.
That would be funny. Wait, as he puts his headphones in, sits down.
All right. I'm ready.
And... Oh my
I will give you that. I will give you that outro. I will give you that.
I don't know why.
It never, ever gets old.
So funny every time.
I will give you that outro. There's your blooper. Okay, I'm ready. Call's done.